Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mid-Level Media. And you know what? The news never stops when it comes to physical media, guys, because we are back with some more late-breaking physical media news and announcements. We've got the latest from Scream Factory, the announcements for what is coming out this September. I knew this was going to happen. I try to warn you guys in the physical media report. They usually announce the Scream Factory stuff on Monday, and I knew it was going to happen. I'm like, you know what? I'll just make a separate video for it. So yeah, we're going to talk about the news and announcements for Scream Factory that dropped today. There's actually some good stuff here, guys. I feel like a lot of people are going to look at this and they're going to be like, more crap from Scream Factory. I'm not interested because none of these titles like really pop. Well, one of them I think does. But to be honest, like I'm actually interested in almost everything that they announced this month. So that's kind of cool for me just personally. So, and it's a big month for horror. Like I've said this before, like I like it when Scream Factory zeroes in on the genre that they set out to actually tackle. And it just feels like they've been, I don't know, going off course in recent months and giving us a lot of like recent remakes and things like that, which we have a remake here to talk about. But stuff like Phantoms, I'm just not a fan of that kind of stuff. But this stuff is actually pretty interesting. I'm actually really excited about one title in particular, and I bet you would never guess what title I'm really excited for. Actually, two I'm really excited about. But let's just get into it, guys. Let me make this a little bit bigger. The Scream Factory September announcements, and yeah, we're as we get closer to October, Halloween time, like there's definitely an influx of horror titles that Scream Factory I feel like tries to put out for us around this time. But let me put myself down here at the bottom. But yeah, we've got I think 6 new 4K titles to talk about. Not a lot of Blu-ray announcements, I don't feel like, to talk about. Some Steelbook re-releases as well. Vinegar Syndrome did drop their announcements today for July. Honestly, it's not too much to talk about, so I'll just wait until next week when we have the fuller picture and the cinematography title they haven't announced yet. So but let's just talk about Scream Factory today. So of course, guys, it's Scream Factory. They love their John Carpenter releases. So Village of the Dam is getting a 4K UHD from Scream Factory with all the fixins. All the fixins. It's got the double slip covers. It's actually got a vinyl. It's got a vinyl as well, which is what I'm looking at right now. I haven't seen a vinyl release come out probably since Escape from New York. I think they only do them? Somebody answer this in the comment section. Do they only do them for John Carpenter films, or have they done vinyls for other films? Because I feel like I remember them pretty much only doing them for the John Carpenter films, because I think they did They Live as well. But this is a vinyl package deal right here. This is $75, which, to be honest, like for an extra slipcover, extra poster, and a vinyl, like that doesn't seem like a terrible price to me. I guess the vinyls aren't as worth or aren't as costly to make as the enamel pins, because like if pins were involved, it would be like $200 or something. But we got a UHD, a Blu-ray, an additional slipcover, and a vinyl right here for $74.98. So this is going to be coming out on September the 24th. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've actually seen the original Village of the Damned. I have seen that. I have the Warner Archive release. I have not seen John Carpenter's remake. I have not seen John Carpenter's remake of Village of the Damned. I know it has Mark Hamill in it. So this is one that I don't have in the collection. I haven't seen. It is a John Carpenter film. Will I get the double slipcover pack? Probably not, but I will get this movie on 4K. Am I super duper excited about it? Not really, because I've heard this movie is okay at best. Some people say it's pretty good, but I haven't heard like glowing, raving reviews for this film. But it is a John Carpenter film. It is a 4K release of a John Carpenter film. To be honest, like one John Carpenter movie that I really want to come to 4K is In the Mouth of Madness. That movie would look gorgeous on 4K. I hope that they do that at some point, and I think that they will. But they got Village of the Damned out of the way here. But yeah, cool cover on this one. Let's back out and look at the different editions. We do have just a regular slipcover edition right here. We got the regular 4K and the slipcover combo pack. That's $39.98. That's not bad, and that is really awesome artwork done by Mexifunk. I'm pretty sure Mexifunk, who does the artwork on a lot of stuff, did the artwork for this. So really cool artwork. It's like the original poster just isn't that great. So having that newly commissioned artwork, it actually makes it look a lot more attractive. And also it reminds you just how much you miss like the newly commissioned Screen Factory artwork because they don't do that anymore for the 4Ks. They just do the original poster, which I like. I do like that, but also like I like the new artwork as well. So it is kind of cool to get these multi slipcover versions. I wish you could just get the 4K though with that slipcover. They gave you the option between the two slipcovers. I wish you could pick between the two instead of just having to get them both and pay extra money. So that's that, but that's how they get you guys. Let's go down and look at some of the specs here. I didn't go over that. And this does have a Blu-ray. This does have a Blu-ray from Screen Factory. I'm pretty positive. We got a new 4K transfer from the original 35 millimeter camera negative. New audio commentary with filmmakers Jackson Stewart and Francis Galuppi. So right there, guys, we got a new audio commentary, and it looks like we've got new features. So this is a previous release from Screen Factory. Again, I'm pretty positive and they've got new features on here. So that's actually pretty damn awesome. And it's something that I call for all the time when I review Screen Factory 4Ks, upgrades of previous Blu-rays. Put some new special features on there, especially if it's been a while since the last release. And it looks like they did so here. So that is something to be commended for sure. New audio commentary. You have a new Beware the Stare, writing Village of the Damned, interview with screenwriter David Himmelstein. New March of the Children, composing Village of the Damned, an interview with film music historian Daniel Schwiger. It Takes a Village, making a Village of the Damned. So you got a lot of good stuff. You got a documentary, it looks like, but that was probably on the previous release, Horror's Hollow Grounds, which I think is a special feature YouTube videos that Sean Clark does. So that's on here. The Go-To Guy, My Career with John Carpenter, by Peter Jason. I almost thought it was Peter Jackson. Peter Jason. Vintage interviews and behind the scenes. So this thing looks pretty damn loaded. So that is awesome. So yeah, I'll definitely get this. I don't know if it's like a day one buy, but I will get this at some point. But yeah, and the regular version is $35.99. So let's go ahead and back out of this. Show you this is the one I'm excited for, guys. The Amityville Horror with Ryan Reynolds, the remake from 2005. I actually saw this in the theaters, and I saw this before the original back in 2005. And this is during the remake craze. Texas Chainsaw Massacre had just come out, I think, 2 years before. So we were getting all kinds of these remakes. Last House on the Left. We got The Hills Have Eyes, I think, the year after. But this one is one I really remember liking a lot. And I thought Ryan Reynolds was actually really good in this film. He has like a really good turn into psychopath in this film. I think he does a really good job portraying that term in the movie. So I actually really like this film. And this looks like the original artwork. It is a 4K UHD, and I think that's cool, guys. I want more movies from this time period, not necessarily all remakes from this time period, even though I do want somebody to do The Hills Have Eyes on 4K, the remake, because that movie's freaking awesome. That's easily, I think, the best horror remake. But the Amityville Horror, like, this is cool. Like, I think this is an untapped era for horror as far as like the boutique labels. So I think this is pretty damn awesome. And I'm excited to have this on 4K. Now, this is the only one of all these movies that we're talking about that I do own. I've got a Blu-ray of this. I think I spent like $5 on it. So I'm happy to upgrade this though. But I remember having the DVD back in the day. Like I bought it when it came out. 34 or 35.99 for just the regular 4K. There's no like packages or anything with this one, but I could see this one getting crapped on by people. I really can. But if you haven't seen the Amityville Horror remake and you love the original, even if you don't love the original, I think this is a really good one. I think this is one of the better horror remakes from this time period. And I think Ryan Reynolds is really good. Melissa George is in this movie, and I think she's really good in the film. And it's just a really cool movie. And I think this is one that's going to look really good on 4K also. So I'm happy about this. I'm excited. $35.99. Let's scroll down because I know there's new special features. This is a new 4K scan from the original DI film negative, presented in Dolby Vision, DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 and 2.0. You do have an audio commentary with actor Ryan Reynolds and producers of the movie. So that's cool. That's an older commentary. I imagine that probably came out on the DVD, but it's cool that they included that here. New 4K scan on the Blu-ray. You got New Houses Don't Kill People, revisiting the Amityville Horror. featuring interviews with director Andrew Douglas and composer Steve Jablonsky. Audio commentary, deleted scenes. So it looks like all the other stuff is archival stuff. I thought when I was looking at this earlier, because Amazon actually shows the back of these Screen Factor releases where this site doesn't. I thought I saw more special features, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe it is just that one. But still pretty cool. They have the audio commentary, a new special feature. Hopefully that's a lengthier special feature as well. But yeah, all right, let me know if you're excited for Amityville Horror. Oh, I can actually make this bigger on 4K from Screen Factor, because I actually think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. But let's get into this one. This is the Stepfather, and this looks like one of the only ones that's not getting a poster with it. But I have not seen this movie, but I have heard really good things about it, so I am excited to get this one. This is one that I probably will get day one, just because I haven't seen the movie and I'm excited to watch it. And again, I've heard some really, really good things. Anytime I hear the Stepfather come up, I hear it talked about as just one of the more underrated like 80s horror slasher. So I am excited to watch the Stepfather. Really cool poster artwork right there, the original poster. And this one looks like it's pretty damn stacked as far as special features. We got disc one, 4K, new 2024 4K restoration presented in Dolby Vision. You got an audio commentary with the director. You got a new audio commentary with actor Jill Scholine and filmmaker Jackson Stewart. You got a new audio commentary with film critic Megan Navarro and a new audio commentary with film critic Kira Gnome. I don't even know. Gomes? Is that how you pronounce it? That's crazy, guys. 4 audio commentaries on this. Do we need that many audio commentaries for the Stepfather? I know I'm not like, look, I think it's cool when you add extra stuff, but it's like all these audio commentaries, like I'm not going to listen to 4 audio commentaries, but I will watch 4 special features. I would much rather have some like video special features than audio commentaries. But yeah, we got the 4 audio commentaries. 3 of them are new. We got new Phantom of the Family, an interview with actor Jill Scholine. The Stepfather Chronicles, a retrospective featuring interviews with the director, producer Jay Benson, actress Jill Scholine, author Brian Garfield, and others on the making of the film and its enduring legacy. Trailers for all 3 films and still gallery. So, I mean, look, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a stacked release. It's stacked as far as audio commentaries, but it's not. It doesn't look like it has a lot of supplemental like featurettes or interviews or things like that. Just the one interview, and I think this was released by Screen Factor as well. I do not think this is a first time to Screen Factor release. So I think it was released by Screen Factor back in the day. But let me know if you're excited for the Stepfather. Let's go ahead and back out of this, and we will go down to The Boy. So this is the one that I'm sure everybody's going to crap on. I remember watching this and thinking it was super generic and dull, but I actually really liked the twist at the end. So it was one of those kind of movies where the twist at the end kind of made the movie a little bit better for me. I still haven't went back and rewatched it. I don't know if I will. I don't know if I need a 4K of it. I don't even have it on Blu-ray in the collection, but I do remember the movie having some cool things in it, some cool twists, some cool turns, and I can give it a little bit of credit for that. But yeah, the Boy is coming out on 4K September the 3rd. We got a new 4K presentation from the original Elements presented in Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, new audio commentary with film critics Julia Cunningham and Emily Higgins. We got a new 2024 4K presentation from the original Elements presented in Dolby Atmos. Oh my goodness, we've got Dolby. I mean, I said it up there, but I forgot about. I didn't pay attention. Dolby Atmos. Oh my goodness. New audio commentary on this as well. And oh, this is actually stacked. This is stacked with interviews. That's what I'm talking about. 5 new interviews for The Boy. But they couldn't get the girl from The Walking Dead to come back. Maggie from The Walking Dead. She was the lead girl in this movie, right? I can't remember her name, but doesn't look like she is involved. Interview with the director, interview with the writer, interview with the cinematographer, interview with the doll designer, interview with doll handler. So yeah, I'd say, look, I don't know if I can endorse getting this on 4K, especially not for $36. I don't know if it's worth that, but this movie is worth a watch. It is worth a watch. If you can find it on Hulu or Netflix, I would definitely watch it on there. And maybe if you like it enough, maybe you'll love it. Maybe you do want to get this 4K, but it's not completely without merit in the horror genre. It is a decent movie with a really cool twist. at the end. But yeah, that's The Boy. Let's back out and get into the next one. The Strangers. Now, this is the one I feel like most people are going to be excited about. We have The Strangers on 4K UHD because I saw a lot of people complaining. They're like, "Oh, wow, we got Strangers Chapter 1 on 4K, Ken, but we don't have the original. We don't have Pray at Night," which hopefully Scream Factory will do Pray at Night at some point. Well, here you go, guys. We got The Strangers on 4K. Really good opportunistic tactic from Scream Factory, I would say, because The Strangers, I wouldn't say it's hot right now, but people are, it's in the zeitgeist. It's in the pop culture zeitgeist. People are seeing the movies. We got 2 more movies coming out on the way. They weren't very well received, or at least the first one wasn't, but it is getting a new 4K and a steelbook and all that stuff. So The Strangers are back in a way. So it's a good time to put this out on 4K, I think, while people are in a stranger's mood. But yeah, I saw this movie once back in the day. I thought it was creepy. I liked it. I just never revisited it. But this is actually cool because I never bought it on physical media. So I don't own this movie at all. So this gives me a good chance to own it on 4K, and I will get it at some point. I just don't know if I'm going to get it right away. I don't know if it's one I need to get immediately. But The Strangers, that's a cool announcement. It got a Scream Factor release, I think, back. I remember when it was announced. I think it was like 2018 or 2019 or something when that was announced. But let me get back in here and see if there's any new features, new 4K presentation of the original digital intermediate. So it's not a native 4K. Presented in Dolby Vision. We got some audio, English DTS HD, but this is also another cool, release from that time period, the 2000s, right? So I think this movie has the potential to look pretty good on 4K. But this too, you got the Blu-ray, the theatrical version. So it looks like we have 2 versions here. We got the unrated version in 4K. Okay. It's good they put the unrated version in 4K because I feel like more often than not, that's the version that people want on 4K. So it's good that we have that. But we also have the theatrical version on Blu-ray, and we also have the unrated version on Blu-ray as well. And it looks like we have a lot of good special features here. Nothing new, but I imagine that because this came out from Scream Factory before, these are all newer Scream Factory special features that came out within the past like 5 or 6 years. I think this movie came out on Blu-ray from Scream like 5 or 6 years ago. So I don't think you necessarily need anything new. It would have been nice to have something new, but it's probably fine since this was a more recent Blu-ray release. But 3-disc set for this one, so that's pretty cool. This is $35.99 for The Strangers. But let me know if you're excited. I imagine a lot of people will be pretty excited for the Strangers on 4K for sure. Let's back out and look at this one real quick. Looks like we have Dances with Wolves coming. That seems like it's new. Steelbook. Maybe it was a Walmart exclusive. That's why it's coming back. I know Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and Creep Show were both Walmart exclusive steelbooks. Now they're going to be available on the Scream Factory website, and maybe they'll be available on Amazon as well at some point, I would imagine. But Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and also Creep Show 4K steelbooks, which I kind of like because it gives me the opportunity to get the Creep Show 4K steelbook at some point because I wanted to get it at my local Walmart, but I just couldn't do it. I own like 3 editions of Creep Show at this point. I don't need another one. But somewhere down the line, I don't have to worry about it going out of print. I'm sure it'll be in print for a while. Creep Show 4K steelbook I will get. But let's look at this one lastly, guys. Doomsday on 4K. This is a movie directed by Neil Marshall. I don't know too much about this movie. I saw some people say it was a pretty cool announcement and they like this film. So maybe one to check out. But yeah, I like The Descent. I wanted to say I like Neil Marshall, but I like The Descent. And that's pretty much it for Neil Marshall. I wasn't a huge fan of Dog Soldiers, so but I'm willing to check this out at some point. I don't know if I'm going to shell out $30-something for a 4K for it. But if enough of you guys say it's worth it, maybe I'll get it sooner rather than later. The thing about this, guys, is that most of these 4Ks, they're like 35, 36 on here. They're going to be probably 31, 32 on Amazon. So a little bit of a price drop on Amazon, but looks like this is a new 4K scan from the original DI film negative. We got new audio commentary here. This thing is freaking loaded. It looks like with special features. We have got, looks like 6 new special features. Interview with writer-director Neil Marshall, interview with producer, interview with actor Craig Conway, interview with production designer, interview with special makeup effects designer, interview with composer. Like, this is crazy. And on this other disc right here, how many discs does that have? 3 discs. New Soldier of Misfortune becoming Sergeant Norton, an interview with actor Adrian Lester. So you got a lot of stuff on this release, guys. This is 3 discs. You got an unrated cut and a theatrical cut. Now, this one has the theatrical cut on 4K, and the unrated is just on the Blu-ray. But let me know if Doomsday is worth it, guys. Maybe I feel like maybe I picked that up at a Dollar Tree at some point. I feel like I did. Something tells me I did. But let me back out of this, guys. That's the Scream Factory announcements for the month of September. Let me know what sticks out to you guys in the comment section below. I know for me, it's Amityville Horror and it's The Stepfather. Those are the 2 that I am most likely to get day 1. Village of the Damned and The Strangers, I do want. And Doomsday, I potentially want. I don't think I'll get The Boy ever. And maybe if it goes down to like $12, I'll get it. But a lot of these are potential buys for me, which makes this a pretty decent month for Scream Factory, in my humble opinion. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on those bell notifications for all future videos, and we'll see you next time.